So, a very quick guided tour for you of where I have been living for the past, 2.5 days, and I still have another 36 hours to go until Vancouver. So let's have a look at the accommodation where I'm actually living and sleeping when I'm not in the various lounge cars or restaurant or whatever it is. So here's my cabin. Welcome. Door. We do have a lock on the door. Kind of basic, but very, very effective. You can lock the door from the inside, but you can't lock it from the outside. That's just the way it is. Over here, Kleenex, which has run out. Got to get a tap drinking cup dispenser. Little shelf there I'm using for toothbrush, toothpaste, shaver, and so on. Up here, stowage, little cupboard. Not quite sure if I'm supposed to be using it, but I am. And this area here is for general purpose stowage, so towels, coats, other stuff. There's not a lot of room in here, so you do not want to be bringing a big bag in because there's nowhere to put it. Over here, sink. Quite a clever arrangement with this sink. 2 taps, hot and cold, it's all potable, and the work surface moves up and secures out of the way when you need space and comes back down again when you are finished. Toilet just here. Toilet's a bit odd in that there it is, but it's also your footrest, and it's part of the rest for the foot of the bed when that folds down. I'll show you more later on that, make it clear. Coat hook there, reading light over here, 2 levels, and the curtains for nighttime if you want. I leave my blind up at night. Some people, the lights bother them. It doesn't me. I quite like to know what's going on. Round here we've got a couple of hooks. They give you a couple of hangers. There's a fan there with a switch down here. I like to keep the fan on just to keep the air circulating. I think it's essential in summer when it gets very hot here. The ventilation control here is actually the temperature control. It's quite unique on trains in my experience in that it does actually control the temperature. Usually on trains you adjust the temperature and it makes no difference at all to what's going on. A couple of light switches here. There's the fan switch, and here's my most important thing, which is a couple of power sockets where you can plug everything in and make sure that all your electronics are recharged. So that is pretty much my space. There's a really useful little area beside the seat there where you can store all kinds of things, and there's the seat. It's very comfortable, the seat. The only problem is that it's a little bit slippery, which means that as you sit there you tend to slide down a little bit. So the bed, here's the bed in the wall. Now the attendant will actually do this for you. They will put the bed up and down, usually while you're having breakfast and having dinner. I prefer to do it myself rather than waste their time doing that. Very straightforward. Handle, and out it comes. This is known in the trade as a Murphy bed, and latches in place there. I think the attendant also makes the bed and makes it look pretty, which I don't. Sorry about that. The bed is quite long. There's lots of space. I fit in it quite comfortably, and I'm just a scratch under 6 feet tall, so I haven't had any problems with space. It's also wide enough, and I've had a good night's sleep here, I have to say. So let's sit on the bed, finish up. That's my accommodation. One slightly weird thing you may have noticed, but at the foot of the bed there, it's now resting on the toilet. That means if you get up and you need a pee in the middle of the night, you have to actually just lift the bed. There's a latch there, and I lift it up by about 45 degrees in order to use the loo. Now, some people won't like that. The first time it's a bit odd, and then you don't think about it anymore. So it's doable, if a little strange. That's it. I think it's time for a cup of tea and a bit. biscuit. In the meantime, I'll leave you with the Saskatoon prairies rushing by.